Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Worldology. Today's video is going to be about Battlefield 6 and the new announcement that they perhapsly said for the future of Battlefield 6. Okay, so I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm going to agree with everybody who says that this game needs more in depth of skill and to determine who actually worked for where they got at, and how the gameplay feels and whatnot. Because coming in hot, we all have to come in hot right here on this topic. All right, before we get into what I'm going to say. The thing with that is that a lot of people do work hard for trying to learn the mechanics of the game and try to learn you know why the developers put these type of in-depth types of type of movement and systems in this game for a reason, to be able to learn about it, right? And not like play the game, because obviously it's a multiplayer game. So people is going to obviously want to get good, want to get better, want to keep learning and whatnot. Because this game isn't a single player game. You don't just play the game and put it down and then expect you'll be good at the game and then act like you can change something when in reality you can't, because you don't actually know the mechanics of the game and the in depth of the game, right? But it's a learning process for everybody. Doesn't make you trash that you don't want to learn about it, if that's your personal choice, right? But the thing that makes you trash is that you play the game every day, right? And you don't want to try to learn about anything. The Battlefield 6 or any other multiplayer game that these type of situations happen to a lot, right? So the thing with that is the Battlefield beta was way better than the Battlefield 6, as we all know, right? People wasn't complaining about the beta, or even people who play labs that can say that if they did play the labs, not the labs that's returning, right, but the previous labs, right? Nobody said that was bad. Even the people who wasn't supposed to say it was at the time still didn't say it was bad. The thing was is that we're going back in time in BF1, because BF5 never got nerfed, and I'm not going to say the same thing back to back. We already know what I think about the movement comparison to BF5, and I already said it, right? But the main thing is, there's also a lot of other things that I kept addressing, and it's actually a very, very big problem. So first off, I do want to get in touch with the portal. The portal is very terrible. I agree with everybody else is saying about the portal as well. But the main thing about portal is those servers and the tick rate, right? Because obviously we have a lot of bot servers and a lot of servers you can create that also messes with the portal, because it's not a separate portal to actually server browse, right? It's not actually a server browser. It's just like something on the game that magically is able to have a search, a search option, right? Basically, I'm basically saying that the server browser is one of the reasons, and Portal is one of the reasons why this game is like 78 gigabytes when it doesn't need to be, right? Along with the beta. I meant not the beta, the campaign. Yeah, that's up there with it as well. Like, we don't need 78 gigabytes, you know. But okay, enough going off course, right? The damage reduction in the game, right? That needs to be fixed. I do not see why anybody else is talking about it yet. I want somebody else, to help it out, help me out with this, because it's like, dude, having two enemies like in front value, like standing on top of each other, I shouldn't need to put my whole magazine in that person. It should be a clean wipe, like in BF4. That's a reason why the gameplay feels so cluttered, along with the movement and the tick rate and the net code and everything else. Like, we don't need all that damage reduction talking about some 65, 45. 35 when you hit two people at one time, right? And then you get an assist count as kill all the time because the game doesn't work, right? So let me get into the quick news. There's also a lot of different other bugs that's in the game that I experienced as well, like the supply pouch bug, messing with you, the optics way, and all of that, right? So we're gonna get into what they said is just a little bit of news, right? So EA outlines major plans for Battlefield 6 in 2026, right? The focus is on refinement and expansion and deeper community involvement, with improvements to gameplay balance systems, ResEC, and ongoing content delivered through a more flexible seasonal approach. All right. So I wanted to get in touch with the deeper community involvement, right? So what does that mean? We all know platoons is coming. That is a community environment, right? But what else is about community? Is it like fixing a portal or anything of the battlefield or other things that we can have? Like I don't even know what they can bring into Battlefield 6 that would just accept platoons, right? So we have improvements to gameplay balance. All right. So gameplay balance. What do they mean? We all know, and everybody is saying that the game has no skill gap, right? We all know this. We all understood it soon as the game got nerfed to the ground, right? It doesn't play nowhere near like BF4, BF3, you know, BF5 as well, because that's pretty up there in that type of speed. And even BF1. Yes, I'm gonna say BF1 because the game is as clunky as BF6, but you can still do something in BF1 a little bit. Do you mean systems in like leveling up? That's a level up system. We do probably need a new level up system because in my opinion, I don't like how the level system looks like. I don't it doesn't really satisfy me that much, just going to blue to red and then black. That I mean, yeah, like we probably need more type of ranking systems or something, excuse me. But there's also another thing you know, that they can bring into systems as well. I can't really put it on my head at the moment, but we also got RedSec. We all know the Elite and the Open Series got canceled, right? Because of some type of memory loss or something. I forgot because it was like, how did that happen? You know? But it's only a matter of time before you realize that Portal is very broken and is breaking the game uh, along with this game. But hey, take your time, Dice. And ongoing content delivered through a more flexible seasonal approach. Ongoing content delivered through a more flexible seasonal approach. All right, so I guess like content will be seasonal. That means the next season is probably going to start in spring or summer. I guess it says seasonal approach, right? So that I guess it means that you know new content is going to drop seasonally, like kind of like maybe how BF4 was, because all of BF4 premium actually dropped within 1 year, right? I don't know about BF1 and all the other battlefields that had premium. Probably three did the same thing, I think, of 1 year or maybe 2 to 3 years in adding all those maps from premium. But a more flexible approach for the season, how is what does that mean though? Does it mean like is it more flexible like how we had it, you know, this time? Like we only get one map for one little area and another map for another area to make it more flexible, or what? I don't know. But the one thing that, you know, something needs to be fixed on is the gameplay. That's the main thing because yeah, we can have content, but if the content doesn't work with the gameplay, then it doesn't matter. and vice versa. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all the news that you know was previously noted for Battlefield 6. You know, I guess they're coming in hot on taking their break, probably getting them ideas. We need a lot of new things, right? So that's all I'm gonna say for this video. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. I'll be streaming on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Give some more content for y'all, and I am out.